Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're back with some more Danger Room content for you in terms of some tips. When I was away on vacation, the last time this was released, I didn't really have a chance to make more content on, how that actually was able to experience going through this and what I enjoyed, what I didn't. So hopefully these tips and tricks are able to help you guys if you catch my first video as well, as more of a kind of introduction and how to actually go through the event itself. In this video, I'm going to be focusing on what really helped me achieve that success, and hopefully you're able to translate that as well in your runs. So first and foremost, guys, I want to point this out. The milestones are actually really good. The better you do with each event and each run that you do, at the end of the day, milestone 12 is kind of what you want to be gunning for, because there's actually nice army 20 orb fragments, and they actually give you 12 orbs here, and each orb can give you more gear tier 20 pieces, elevating your roster. Even if you're not at level 105 yet to use these resources, it's really nice to take advantage of in the meantime. But having said that, you do need to actually complete the difficulty 10 run to actually hit this milestone. And what I've seen is that essentially, if you do difficulty 9, it's going to give you 90,000 points, difficulty 10, 100,000, and so forth. So it translates almost to a 10k. But the one thing I have seen in my previous comments from my first video was that folks are seeing a lot lower run scores, and that's because you do need to actually complete the run itself. It means you need to finish it all the way through without actually dying. I mean, you could die, but if you have characters to use in their place, so as long as you finish the run, that's what's actually going to register the full high score here, and that may or may not be the reason why you're seeing such a low score until you actually finish it. Now, I also want to talk real quickly here about the actual process, right? As I highlighted in my first video, you're not going to be able to do the highest difficulty from the get-go. You need to start at lower difficulties. As you can see here, I have 1,380 of these danger tokens. Now, to be quite honest, I actually didn't need to use all of them. I'll show you the ones I used. I'm just going to check mark all of them real quickly here, because I do recall the last run I did. And the big one for me, and I'll talk about that real quickly here, but oh wow, actually I'm able to use this exhaust one, so that one was a big one. So real quickly here, there's an MVP one that you want to be going for from the get-go. So remember, as you're doing these in lower difficulty runs, as you accumulate and complete the runs, you're going to be getting more of these danger tokens, and that's how you get more of them. You're probably going to be starting off at 0, or maybe you only have like 10 or 20. That's because you need to do more runs, right? But the big one is here, guys. This one that costs 0, Blade, Elsa Bloodstone, and Ghost Rider. They gain the Accursed trait. And this is absolutely massive, because Blade is actually going to get a lot of bonuses. These nodes are designed for accursed characters, and I'm going to talk about that in a real bit here. You don't actually need an accursed team, but Blade is going to be a very important component, because the first one that you should be going for as in terms of a big upgrade is right here. Accursed allies gain 1 energy on kill. This is very, very massive, because you're going to build up your Blade, and as I highlighted in my first video, he's kind of the MVP of this run and of this danger room. I really like Blade because not only is he already required for all the raids that you're doing, but he's a strong Age of X character that you'll be needing for the city section. So you really want to be building Blade as high as you can, max him all the way out as possibly as you can with your roster. If you can only bring him to gear tier 18 or 19, do it. He's going to be an absolute asset for this. When he gains this trait here, which costs 300, does take a bit of time to get there first. You're going to start snowballing in terms of your runs, right? So maybe you start on difficulty 1, difficulty 2, you work your way up to the danger tokens, and you finally get that one with the 300. That's when I started noticing that my runs got smoother, and I started accumulating massive amounts of points. I was only doing difficulty 5 with the gear tier 20 Blade, but the moment I got this, I started jumping to difficulty 7, and then I skipped all the way to 9, and then boom, I did my 10, and that's how I was able to get the rewards there fully. So that's kind of the process overall, guys. Now, having said that, there's some other upgrades that you can consider here as well. Number 10, the Thunderbolt gaining 50% resistance. I mean, that one was just nice because I need something to put the 350 to. And then as well, I think this is probably the second most important if you're able to get to it. You don't necessarily need it, but it's going to help later on for those Mephisto nodes where allies cannot gain exhaust. It's going to make it a lot easier to face those Mephisto Odin nodes. If you have this, you don't necessarily need it, because I actually got the whole thing done without using all these upgrades shown. The big one for me, though, like I said, is number 9 here. And then making sure that you tick off this one where Blade is number 3. Blade is classified as an accursed member. Now, I'll be real with you guys. Everyone's saying that you need Thunderbolts, Accursed, all these different teams. And you guys know with my free-to-play account, I always just try to stress on quality over quantity. And although I am building my Thunderbolts right now, they were not the reason I got this done. As you can see, my Thunderbolt characters are complete trash. They haven't been invested in just yet. They haven't even been fully upgraded. I'm slowly building them up as I'm hitting my budget daily on gold. And as you can see with my Accursed team, they're non-existent. So how did I get this done? There's really only 2 characters that you actually need for this run, and anything else is kind of supplementary. Hitmonkey is probably the second most important character next to Blade, right? There's a big reason for that because of the fact that on the enemy death, he's going to be generating ability energy for himself. Very, very massive to self-sustain. So you're going to have 2 characters, Blade and as well as Hitmonkey, both doing their thing, and then they're going to be self-sufficient with energy, because that's the one thing we have that's different with this Danger Room run, is that we don't have the raid bonuses that you can work your way towards, right? And like I said, just for the sake of interest here, I'll show you guys where my my Blade is, because I've fully maxed them out all the way. And for that reason, guys, fully invest, right? Actually, you can see even my Night Stalker teams isn't built up because there's other options to take advantage of raids, but that's an entirely different video. Blade, like I said, most important character that you got to be bringing up, maximum highs that you can. As you can see, I spared no expense with Gear Tier 20 because he was coming into with me to the Age of X progression. Him next to Hitmonkey is absolutely massive. And then on top of that, when you do get the option to add in additional characters into the mix, obviously the rest of the Vigilante makes the most sense. In an order of magnitude, if you have a choice to bring in your Silver Sable, bring her. And then lastly, if you have a choice to bring in Daredevil Modern or as well as Punisher, I would bring them in before Elektra. And that's all you really need, guys. Yes, I did get this done with essentially 2 to 3 characters, because the nice thing about this Danger Room is as you're going through the runs, there's going to be opportunities where you can rent characters. And that's really what you want to be going for, right? So I'll even showcase for you guys real quickly here how easy this is with difficulty 10. And then you just hit the new run, right? And what you want to be doing then is starting off with Blade, like I said, Hitmonkey. So this is going to be very similar to my first video, so I'll just do a quick little run through here. But you can see, even though we're up against these higher upgraded characters on the opposing side, they're actually a lot squishier than they appear. And then the process is this, right? You go ahead, you use all the abilities here, like Blade's ability. Because he has the accursed bonuses, I mean, he's going to be able to one-shot a lot of it. And like I said, scale this down to the difficulty that works for you, because the difficulty 10 is what works for me. And just like that, I already got 10 combat tokens. That's how easy it takes, guys. You just go through the first initial nodes if that's all you can do. And then when the RNG is right, it's beautiful, guys. So this is a really good upgrade here. We get some 20% boost right there. And this is the one I want you to focus on as well. Anything that you can make your Blade even stronger. So you can see on start, Accursed gains 6 death proof, 6 counter, 6 offense up. This is going to stack my Blade up even more. He's going to make him even more juicier. And then now rinse and repeat. We'll go into the second node. And guess what I can do? Because I upgraded those bonuses that I have. And that's why that number 9, I think, was really pivotal. You can have Blade almost at full energy every single time. And his abilities absolutely slap. Then you also have Mr. Hitmonkey here doing his AoE attacks, and he's generating ability energy for himself. In these first few nodes, you're not going to have an issue with if you built up the right characters and teams. Hitmonkey and Blade are absolutely pivotal for this, and they're generating ability energy almost like they have raid bonuses on, right? Another 10 combat tokens, boom, 20 just like that. Very, very smooth. We're claiming bonuses along the way, and anything that you see that can benefit your team, I like the counters because they retaliate. And then even if you have to do the run quicker, right? When you have the choice here between a combat or care package, if you're not confident with going through more enemies, go ahead and do a little bit more care package, because now, guess what? I can rent some of these accursed team members. Oh, sorry, mistapped there. And now I can go through, and guess what? Now I have Helverine, and he is also going to be gaining the benefits of the accursed traits that we've already activated. And it absolutely snowballs, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay if you can't finish the run at the end of the day, because remember, the goal is really to accumulate as much points as you can until you get to a point where you basically just freaking snowball, right? I mean, just look at this. This is difficulty 10, guys. I'm just using my roster of 2 characters, like I said. You can finish the entire run with 2 characters, so as long as you have the right upgrades. But again, that's going to be up to the RNG. It's going to be up to your patience. And that's what I'm trying to drive home, guys. It's actually a really, really easy event. But again, I also understand you may not have the roster that I have. So that's why always focus on what you have right now in your roster to the best of your ability. Yeah, so this one's not really great. I'm just going to go ahead there. But yeah, you just keep compounding, right? Care package. Is there anything else that we can add here? Oh my god, I love this. Sinister's Boon on any ultimate. Clone the enemy with the highest damage. This is also another way to combat Odin at the very final, because now guess what? We'll go back to the same nodes now, and with Blade rinsing and repeating his abilities, his ultimate now is also going to be able to clone the enemy that he's using his ability on. Boom, just like that. We're going to one-shot everybody here, and then get a Punisher on our side because we were able to clone him. And just like that, guys, remember, this is difficulty 10, the highest difficulty, right? And again, just make sure you're focusing in on the difficulty that you can min-max. Because now, look at just even on screen here, in just a couple of minutes, we already accumulated 40 to 50 of these combat tokens. And if you're feeling adventurous, obviously you can go higher and whatnot. But this is another big one too, guys. Enemies cannot gain the speed bar. This is going to help against any of those guys that have those turn meter buffs. But yeah, you can just see how quickly we're doing this, right? On any ally crit with the Vigilante, they're going to be getting bleeds. If you want protection, you can also add Safeguard and Defense up. And then make sure you're picking up some of these heals along the way, just because you never know when you might need them. But yeah, guys, another big one too is I'm glad we stopped here at the shop, because this is a big one. You can actually use some of these credits to rent characters once again. And you know what? Why not add more characters to our mix here for the Accursed? But remember to always check these cards, because they give you more upgrades as well. And whatever you want to do, you can actually snowball what's happening, right? So I really like some of these ones that are protecting our team. So maybe I'll just use the on-turn to clear negatives, just because we don't really have any kind of sustain. But yeah, guys, just like that, boom. Now we have 4 team members, 3 of them being Accursed. And that's really kind of in essence how you want to be doing this. At the end of the day, guys, it's going to be a mix of RNG. It's going to be a mix of you just combating what you get along the way. But hopefully you guys are able to see on screen here how I was able to run difficulty 10 so smoothly. And again, make sure you adjust the difficulty to where your character is currently at. If you're only, a level 90, a level 95 commander, obviously you're not going to be doing difficulty 10, right? And like I said, this is not tried and true, but it's going to be a mix of RNG. It's going to be a mix of luck in terms of getting some of those respective upgrades that's going to help you along the way. But the key to this is, like I said, the theory behind it, making sure that you have the right teams, the right characters. And this game mode does favor Accursed team members, but as you saw, I don't have any Accursed team members. It's just being smart, knowing how to play this game mode, and using what you can get at the same time, and then taking advantage of that and maximizing the opportunity here, which we have, right? It's a fun game mode, and it's cool that we get to try some of these characters out. I'm really glad that they were able to actually give us this way to rent characters, because you can try them out without unlocking them first. See if you're a fan of the team, right? First and foremost. And then, oh yeah, right, I have the clone there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's honestly just a fun game mode, guys. Oh, so my Halverine died, so maybe this is not the best example, but that's what I mean. You're gonna be facing some nodes where maybe it seems like winning is unlikely, and that's okay, because we got what we needed to get done, which is we accumulate combat tokens, and until you get to a point where it's just comfortable that you can just basically knock out everything along the way, right? So I'll be honest though, some of the cards we got with this run, this hasn't been great, because in my past runs anyways, the ones I focus on are the ones with bleed, and when you have bleed on spawn and whatnot, you can just completely snowball and plow through honestly a lot of these different nodes here. So yeah, that's why it's gonna be dependent, guys. That's why I said earlier, it's gonna be dependent on luck, a little bit of RNG, but knowing that the essentials, having a strong hit monkey and blade on your team is huge, guys. And like I said, no Thunderbolts, no Accursed team members actually needed to invest in this. I invested 0 into this specific event. I just leveraged what I had in my roster. So another snapshot of this, guys. And again, if you want to see more of the footage, I did make a video on it yesterday as well, but hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this is able to at least showcase for you how smooth it is, even on difficulty 10, and really just taking advantage of what you can get with the game mode, but also having fun at the same time, guys. And in the times that you do be doing, and you accumulate and do better and better, and that's really the hope of this, right? So hopefully this is helpful, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.